Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'd like to show you this card. It uses Bunch of Blossoms and the Blossom Builder Punch, which you can get as a bundle and save yourself some money. My inks are Sweet Sugar Plum, Rich Razzleberry, Mint Macaron, and Emerald Envy. I'm using Blooms and Bliss Designer Series paper. These are all double-sided. It does come 12 by 12, and I'm using this particular pattern, but any of these patterns would be pretty. All the directions will be available for you to print out for free on my website. My supplies are really quite simple. I have Sweet Sugar Plum card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a couple of pieces of really scraps of Whisper White, and these are all cut at 2 inches wide. This helps to reduce some interference and confetti with your punch. My Designer Series paper is 4 by 4, so that means you can get 9 from one sheet of Designer Series paper that's 12 by 12. I'm cutting my Designer Series paper at an angle. The angle can really go either way. I'm going to go this way. The angle is not particular, but for my convenience, I want to put this corner at 1 inch and this corner at this 1 inch. And that allows me to stretch this 4 by 4 into a 5.5 inch height. I'm using the Rich Razzleberry ink to stamp my greeting. I want to stamp my greeting way over on the side over here. This stamp is actually a triple layer stamp. It's got a more solid, a highlights, and an outline for each of these stamps. I'm actually using just the 2 and the 3 for this set, but you can stamp several of them at the same time. So I've got a piece of scrap, and I've marked this side. That's the side that I'm going to be facing when I punch. And so I want to stamp my images this way. So I'm just going to fit my stamp here. And I am picking the second one, the kind of highlight one. This is kind of a tight fit for these two pieces. You may notice that this one has kind of a tab side there. It's also marked on your stamp case. So even though the recommended blocks are A, B, and G, I'm using the D block. So here's the outline. I don't know what I was thinking. This is actually the leaf. I do not want to stamp that in the same colors. I'm going to stamp the number 2 stamps in Sweet Sugar Plum, and I would like 5. Punching these out, and I needed a handle because this one wasn't quite long enough, so I just added a sticky note, or you can just glue on a little scrap of paper. But because I put those stamps on the blocks, they really do match pretty well. And I'm noticing that I must have used the number 3. I thought I had used the number 2. Either one will work nicely with this. You should have plenty of scrap for your little leaf. I stamped the leaf in mint macaron and the outline in emerald envy. I think I went this way. And you can punch that out. These don't seem to have a punch that goes with them. You can either stamp the leaves on Whisper White cardstock and then cut them out by hand, or you can stamp directly on the Designer Series paper like I have. Next, I'm going to curl just slightly with my bone folder each of these petals. And I find it easiest to just pop the center of these flower centers. One of the things I love about this stamp and punch is there's lots of ways you can put your flower together. You can put them together like I did, with 5 petals around in the center. You can fill in a second layer of petals, or even a third. You could just keep layering all those petals up if you want. You can also arrange your petals so that it looks like you're looking at the flower from the side. So I'm doing one of each on my card. I'm putting a dimensional on the back of each of the large petals. And on the back of, I'm only going to need 3 of the smaller ones. One petal I'm going to have kind of covering up this point here. The other ones I'm going to arrange with just not really touching them down very hard. I want to make sure I've got the arrangement the way I want. And I'm giving myself a little extra space by leaving the center open. I think I want to move this up a little bit, so I'm glad I didn't push them down. Yes, I like it like that. So now I'm going to press them down, and I'll put 2 of these centers alternating them, and I actually think I want to move this petal in a little bit. There, perfect. And then I want to put a smaller flower up here. And again, I'm kind of putting it over the seam. I'm gluing the other leaf directly to the card, and I think I like it. One more thing I want to add is a Bright's enamel shape. I'm using the Rich Razzleberry, and you can choose any size of these. I think I'll try a small one this time. Right in the middle of that flower. I think it adds really a lot to it. Do you like my original with the most solid of the light color, or the one I just showed you on the video with the medium, the center of the 3 steps? I like them both. Comment down below. I look forward to hearing your comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.